But she ever got a stopper, I gotta give her a number. Spit it so she get it, but she ever got a stopper. Or should I talk about this? Or what about style? I'm out of time. She's at the door, I gotta go. Mine, gonna say, hey, it's such a thing, gonna say, yeah.
Hi guys, it's Emoji. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a new DIY of this dress I'm wearing right now. I got the inspiration from Reformation. I just visited their new open store on Newbury Street here in Boston, and I fell in love with this red and white dress that they had. But the price range was just like out of this world, not in my budget. It was like $218, and I was just like, oh, nope. And then one day I went to Ikea, randomly found these 79-cent rags, and I was just like, oh my god, these remind me of the dress from Reformation, and I just had the idea to just recreate it. So without further ado, hope you guys enjoy it, and let's just get started. The materials include side cloth, sewing machine, scissors, elastic thread, pins, and safety pins. So I really did get these from Ikea. As you can see from the tag, I'll be just cutting those off because I don't really need them. But in order to make the skirt, I wanted the lines to be a lot more frequent, so I just folded those in half, and then I'll be just sewing it right down in the middle and then cutting off the excess fabric. I'll be using these excess ones for maybe the straps or the ruffles. And then I did that for another cloth and used the white space in between the red lines just so that it's a lot more even for the skirt. Then I just sewed that together. And now for the top, I'll be folding in half hamburger style and then cutting that right in half. And then I'll be using one for the back. I also did that for another cloth. As you can see that the red lines are a lot closer. But I'll be using one of those pieces as the back while I'm using the two smaller pieces for the front, just like this. So this is going to be the top of the dress, while this sewed version is going to be the bottom of the dress. So with the wrong sides kissing together, I'm just going to be pinning that into place on the sides. And then going ahead and doing a straight stitch. And now that those are stitched, I'll be doing smock lines in the back. Basically, I'm using elastic thread on the bobbin and then just regular thread on the top. But to make it a lot easier, I'm actually going to make it the whole elastic, stitched straight through. All I did was move the width of the needle 5 to 0, 0 to 5 every time I did a new line instead of creating like 20 separate lines. So I did just one straight stitch with the elastic, turned the cloth over. If you guys do need more help, I do have a separate video for smocking. So I just picked up the needle, moved the needle to 5 I believe, put the footbed down, and then continued and repeated that for each and every smock elastic thread stitch. And then you want to do that at least 20 times until you get to the bottom of the top. No, it's like this weird V shape thing, but I don't really mind it. And I'm gonna secure it closed with a straight stitch on the side. But funny thing, I wanted to make it aligned with the slit, so I kind of cut it off again and then opened it right up and then aligned it to the skirt. So now you can tell that it's actually lined up, and I won't have trouble lining them up if the top was actually closed. And now I'm just going to be pinning these into place. At the end of the DIY, I actually made this into a waistband, and now I'm just gonna secure them together with a straight stitch. For another piece of cloth, I just kind of cut them so I could have straps. And then I just cut a bunch of those because the ruffles are going to be really bunched up. When I closed them from the sewing machine, I'm just going to be turning them over with this basswood plus a safety pin, and basically made my own self-turner strap thing. And then use 2 stitches of the smocked elastic thread, and that's how you create that ruffled effect for the strap. And then so the top of my top was raw. I just wanted to hem it into place, as well as placing the ruffles right on top of it. And this is what it's going to look like. And then what I'm just going to be doing is sewing another stitch of the elastic thread right on top of it to create that elasticity. And once I did that, I'm just going to sew it with a regular straight stitch from the top to the bottom of the slit. Once I did that, I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric, and I also created some straps off camera. It's really easy to create ruffle smock straps. All you do is do the same thing as I did from the back. And then I'm just experimenting on where I should put the straps with safety pins, because I could always put this dress on and see what's more comfortable on me. So whenever I try these on, I could adjust them, but I'll be sewing them securely in a little bit. But I just did that to the other side, and then cutting off the excess fabric once I secure that into place. And then I'm done with my ruffled midi dress. So if you guys enjoyed that DIY, I had so much fun recreating. So hopefully the steps were understanding and was easy to follow up. But yeah, I'm in love with the result. I'm probably gonna wear this for 4th of July, or maybe like just a swim cover up whenever we go to the beach. But it's super light and super cute. I really love the result. But don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, and see you next video. Bye!